the previous session, we have seen about the primary functions, isn't it? Now today we are going to discuss with the secondary functions. Apart from the primary function, the commercial bank is doing some secondary function also. That two secondary functions are classified into two. One is the agency function and another one is the utility function. Utility function. Now let us discuss about the agency function. So agency, what is the meaning of agency? On behalf of the customer, the bank is going to do all the work. It is called agency. On behalf of the person, the other person is going to do the work. It is called agency. So what are all the agency services? Let us see. First one is transfer of funds. Bank will issue a demand draft, banker's check, traveler's check. Because of the issuing lot of instead of cash, they are issuing lot of bank check, traveler's check, everything. So we don't want to carry the cash throughout our travel or anywhere we are doing. So for this, they are giving the demand draft. For that, the bank is going to collect the weaker interest for the service. The interest is collected for the services rendered by the bank. So now let us know what is the difference between the demand draft and the check. What is check? Check is a negotiable instrument. We can negotiable instrument means I can transfer. Next we are going to learn about in detail about the negotiable instrument about in 12th standard. You are going to have a detailed explanation. There is one lesson is there. Now we can know just an introduction. We are going to transfer the check one person to another. That is called a negotiable. I am having 4,000 rupees check with me. I want to give the same amount to other person means the same check will be handed over to the other person. So check is a negotiable instrument. It is a bill of exchange drawn on it is given on a specified banker payable on demand. If we go and hand over the check to the bank, they will give the money, isn't it? If you have given check to other person, they have take that concerned check, they can go and give to his bank account. Wherever he is having the bank account, that particular bank he presented the check, that check will be cleared. Whereas we must have the balance with us. So what is meant by the demand draft and check? See, demand draft means it is the amount is guaranteed. If I, for example, I am having 400 rupees of demand draft, means I can, the amount is guaranteed with the 400 rupees will be in the account. The amount is guaranteed in the case of demand draft. Whereas in the case of check, if I am giving check to X, for example, you can take, X is giving check to Y. So for rupees 5,000 rupees, he has given the check to Y, but his account there is no money means the check will be disordered. Disorder means it is not, the money is there means they can withdraw the money. Otherwise, the check will be bounced, it will be the very big offense. So the same, the check will be returned to the X. Because there is no money in the account means it is called a disorder of check. That also you are going to learn in the bank reconciliation statement. So that is the only difference between the check and the demand draft. Demand draft means the amount check. An example, X is giving demand draft to Y for rupees 5,000. The amount is definitely the amount will be there in his account. The amount is guaranteed in case of demand draft because demand draft is equal to cash. Whereas check means whether the balance is there in his X account only, Y can withdraw the money. Otherwise, it is not possible. So, next is service periodic payment of premium, rent, etc. So, periodic payment as per the instruction given by the customer. If suppose I am having the date as 10 on each and every month you can withdraw the money for insurance premium rupees 500 on every month 5th or 7th. You can give some particular date, means automatically the amount will withdraw from your account. Like the same way, we can take rent. So all the things we have to give the standing instructions to the bank. As per the standing instruction of the customer, the banker will deduct the rent and telephone bill, all the from our account. Every all the bills will be deducted. Through this is called e-banking. Through the e-banking, everything is possible. Then collection and payment of check on behalf of the customer. Whatever the bank is doing, if I am giving the check, means the bank directly collect the check and hand over the money to me. Suppose somebody want to give check to me, so that check also will be honored and bank will collect the check. Directly bank will send. See, I will give the instructions to the bank. On behalf of me, you can collect the money. So that instruction also given by the customer. So the bank will directly collect the money from the customers on behalf of the customer. Check. There are two types of checks are there: bearer check and gross check. Bearer check means whoever will go along with the check, the money will be given to them immediately. That is called. Suppose if I lost my check, means suppose somebody has stolen, they can enjoy. That is called bearer check. Here, in case of cross check, means what is the difference between the bearer check and the cross check? Check is like this. Cross check means, suppose you can imagine, you can draw the transverse parallel line in the corner of the check. That is cross. Or you can cross like to draw the parallel lines and write account payee only. Account payee only means the who is carrying the check, they are not going to hand over the money directly to the person. The money will be credited in his account. They are not going to give the hard cash to the person those who are carrying the check. That is the difference between the bearer check and the cross check. Then bank will act as an executor. Let us see how the bank is acting as an executor of, because instead of customer. See, collection of payment of check. Collection of payment, that is collection of check means on behalf of the customer, bank will directly collect the check. Because if anybody want to give money to us, we can give the instruction to the bank. So you can directly collect from the particular person. So the bank will directly collect the money from the customer. And also any customer will come and present the check in our account, that account will be honored by the bank. So if there is any money you want to deposit, or we have to, if we have given check to anybody else, what we have to do? If suppose we are giving check for rupees 10,000 rupees to anybody else, so we have to maintain the balance in our account. We should not withdraw the amount. So if anybody want to Now, bank will act as an executor. So, here, how, in which circumstances the bank will act as an executor? If when a customer dies suddenly, what will happen? The very big rich man died suddenly. So, because leaving behind the lot of assets and also he is having, you can imagine he is having a minor child. So, in that case, the bank may appoint the person to look after all the business. The banker will appoint as an executor. So, bank will appoint a legal lawyer to look after all the assets. That is called bank will act as an executor of will. Will means his property will be looked after by that particular person. So, similarly, in case of a company also, the banker will act as a trustee. Why? It is for the reason for the property of the company's property want to safeguard, and also in the interest of the creditors. Because of the interest of the creditors, he will safeguard the property so that the banker will act as an executor, the banker will act as a trustee. So, instead of the customer, so banker will see the welfare of the customer. Then banker will conduct the share market transaction. Bank will conduct the share market transaction. So you want to open the share, you want to deal with share means you have to open the demat account, dematerialization account. Like this also, along with this chapter also, you are going to learn in 1st standard. Demat account you want to open. See how to open a bank account. Similarly, how we are opening the bank account to have dealings in the bank. Like the same way, if you want to do purchase and sale of share means you have to open a demat account. That demat account holder is called as a depository participant. So that demat account and bank account will get linked. So if you want to purchase or sell any securities means through the bank you can do that. So this is one of the service. Next, preparation of income tax return. Bank will give advices of the tax deduction and sources. What are all the possibilities are there to deduct the sources? So you want to give any donation. If you give donation, the people, the person, those who are donating, for example, you can give in Meenakshi Amman temple for Annadana purpose, you are giving 50,000 rupees means they will give, in addition to that, they will give 80G. That 80G is called as a income tax deduction bill. So if you come and attach this, that 80G bill, 80G tax deduction and sources, if you attach that same, that is called as a income tax deduction. If you donate anything else, if you donate any money to any other or any temple or any old age people, for that instead of bill they will give 80G deduction. So we can claim in our income tax so that it will reduce our tax burden. So the bank will prepare the IT return. Bank will help us to prepare the IT return and it will give advices to reduce the income tax. And also next one, foreign exchange. For example, in case of doing the foreign transaction and also the domestic transaction, bank will help us to do. We can buy and sell the foreign exchange through the bank. Then acting as a correspondent. If you want to book a ticket, you can see, for example, you want to book a flight ticket. So through our bank, nowadays e-banking facilities are there. We can send our e-bank account number through e-banking. We can book the flight ticket. And like the same way, if you want to get the passport, that also through the bank we can get the passport. We can apply for the passport. For the application of the passport, we have to debit some Now let us see about the utility functions. Apart from the primary function, secondary function, in the secondary function we are seeing about the agency function. Apart from that, bank is also doing the utility function, issue of DD and banker's check. So instead of carrying the money, if you want to pay the cash, if I want to pay the cash in Anna University for rupees 1 lakh means I don't want to carry all the way from Chennai, from Madurai to Chennai, 1 lakh rupees. Just I can carry the DD, it is equal to cash. So I want to pay the money. Any education institution, I can pay through DD. The education institution itself will say about the DD, we have to pay the bill with DD. The fees will be collected by through DD. So most of the all the university they will collect the fee through DD only because it is the evidence of the collection. Otherwise, they may pay the fees or they may not pay the fees. So most of the financial institution and educational institution they will collect the money through DD. Then accepting bills of exchange. The bank is accepting the bill of exchange and also bank is paying the payment to foreign exchange. And what is doing? First it is accepting the bill, isn't it? Already you know A is giving loan to B for rupees. Bill of exchange you know the concept, isn't it? For rupees 50,000. For that B is telling immediately it is not possible to remit the money immediately. I will pay you after 3 months, isn't it? So instead of that he is giving the bill, that is called bills receivable. From B, A is receiving the bill, so it is called as a bills receivable. So that bills receivable, what A want to do the business, isn't it? For 3 months, if he have already he is having capital. In addition to that 50,000 is addition to that he have 50,000 means it is very easy for him for the rotation of the business. So for the rotation of the business, what he will do? He will take the bill to bank, isn't it? Bank will immediately pay 90% of the amount. Bank will pay 49,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees he bring the bills means 49,000 will be given by the bank to A. So he is the afterwards only 1,000 rupees he is taking as a bank is taking as a charges. So before 3 months he is getting the money, isn't it? So after 3 months bank will collect the money from B. So afterwards only the bill of exchange money will be collected by the bank. That is called accepting the bill of exchange. Then come to safety locker. Safety locker, lot of lockers in the bank. The safety locker it is a storing room. Whatever the jewel and valuable bonds, diamonds and hard cash. Hard cash is not allowed. It is all the jewels and all the costly ornaments and also even the bonds and all the title deeds. If there is any properties deed means that also will be in the safety locker. That is called as a safe wallet. It is the other name for safety locker is called strong room. Already really it is a strong room. Lot of 200-300 pounds of jewelry and all the diamond, everything will be safely keep in the all the valuables will be kept safely in the safety locker. Then come to the letter of credit. That bank is giving the letter of credit. What is meant by letter of credit? Letter of credit means it is just the letter from a bank to the letter is given by the bank to for the guarantee payment. The bank is giving the guarantee that a buyer payment. The bank is giving the guarantee. So the bank is giving the guarantee for the payment of the buyer to the seller. Bank is giving the guarantee buyer to the seller. on time. So the banker will give the letter of credit to the buyer to the seller. So a letter of credit is a letter. It is given by letter from a bank guaranteeing that a buyer payment to a seller will be received on time, isn't it? So suppose the payment, the buyer unable to pay the payment, what will do? The bank want to pay the remaining money. So the buyer is not pay the payment. He fails to pay the payment. Who is responsible? The bank is going to pay the amount. The whatever in the event that the buyer unable to pay the payment on the purchase of the goods, the bank will be required to cover the full amount or whatever the remaining amount. Everything will be given by the bank. That is called letter of credit or called as a credit letter. Have you understood? So that is credit letter means what? It is a guarantee that a buyer payment to the seller. Buyer will giving the guarantee of the buyer. Isn't it? He is a very good buyer. He will give the money on time. The bank is giving the assurance to the buyer. Then traveler's check. In the traveler's check, all the denomination. Denomination means what? How many 500 rupees? So how many 500 rupees? And how many 100 rupees? So this is called denomination. All the denomination will be printed in the all the words, whatever the amount and the denomination will be printed in the check itself, so that he can use the check in the shops, hotels and all the traveling site. So nowadays traveler's check is not at present available. Then next one is gift check. Here in this one also all the denomination, the amount will be printed. Whatever the amount, 6,000 or 10,000, that amount will be remaining check, ordinary check, we have to write the amount by our own, whereas in the gift check, already the amount will be printed. In the bank itself, they are having the printed check, 600, 100 to all the denomination, they are having the gift check. So it is very attractive printing, attractive design it was there, so that we can gift check, we can present to the wedding party, birthday party, to all the party. So next one is reference service. What is in the reference service? See, all the business firms will refer the bank which he is having the account to the new institution, so that the bank will act as a referee according to the all whatever the standing instruction given by the customer. The bank will act as a referee between the new institutions and the customer. Isn't it? Bank is a referee. Referee means he is going to, we are going to have a link with the new institution and also the bank. So these are all the utility functions we have seen. Then next one we are going to see that is what are all the e-banking, electronic banking. Already we have studied in the accounts, isn't it? NEFT, CDM, ATM, debit card, credit card, core banking. These are all the words we come across, isn't it? For that, what is meant by that? We are going to study in detail. So reference service, already I have told you, the business firm can give their bank's name. So what the business firm will do? The business firm will give their bank's name as the reference to the new business which they want to establish the commercial relationship. If they want to do any new business institution, wants to do any commercial institution, means this bank is a very good bank. So because we are rendering the good service to the old customer is referring the bank, so that the bank will get the goodwill, isn't it? So these are all the utility functions given. Let us see remaining all the e-banking do. What are all the e-banking transactions? Now let us see the diversified function. What is going to be diversified function? Apart from, because of competition, there is a lot of competition because so many banks are coming, isn't it? So that there is impossible to get the profit. So competition is want to reduce the competition. Because of the competition, the profit will be reduced, isn't it? So all the commercial banks, what they will do? So it is going to identify and offering the new and diversified financial services. So what are all they? It will go for other banking services. So the other banking service will provide such a service such as they are going to do the diversified function, bank assurance. The bank are going to have a tie-up with the insurance company. So the bank is going to take up the insurance policy, and along with the insurance policy, RBI, the bank is going to have the want to tie up with the insurance policy, and along with the rules of RBI, they must oblige with the rules of the IRDA. IRDA means Insurance Regulatory Authority Development. So which bank have the tie-up with the insurance? Corporation Bank, Oriental Commerce Bank, and the Vijaya Bank. And apart from that, SBI also having addition to that, SBI is merged with BNP Paribas Cardif. This is a French insurance company. French company to sell the insurance product. So the SBI have to merge with BNP Paribas Cardif company. Why? To sell the product, insurance product. Then come to the merchant banking. Apart from the banking service, the bank is going to do the insurance services also. So merchant banking. Merchant banking, they are not going to do the regular service like a commercial bank. So commercial bank will, whatever the work will do, they are going to be accepting the deposit and going to do the lot of want to give the loan and advances, isn't it? Here in case of merchant banking, they are going to give a project counseling. So if you are going with the project, how to give a very good project and how to get the loan for the project. So they are going to give an idea about the project counseling. Underwriting. The merchant bank will act as an underwriting. Underwriting means, what is the meaning? A is having the share of 500 shares. So A company having share of 500. He sold 400 shares outside. So remaining, he sold 400 shares to B. So remaining 100 shares is there, but it is not sold still now. So the unsold shares will be taken by the merchant bank. That is called underwriting. Whatever the shares is not sold, that will be received, that will be purchased by the merchant bank. That is called underwriting. And this merchant bank is controlled by SEBI. SEBI means, what is that? It is going to regulate the share transaction. Stock Exchange Board of India. So merchant bank, what they are going to do? They are going to deal with the shares and debentures. So they are going to deal with the whatever. They are not going to deal with the money. They are going to deal related to the transaction of stock market transaction. They are going to do. So it is controlled by SEBI, Stock Exchange Board of India. Next, come to retail marketing. Retail marketing is called as a personal banking. Retail banking. It is also called as a personal banking. It is a mass market because large number of individuals and the last end consumer are also getting beneficial with the loan of rupees 2 lakhs. I can get the 2 lakhs loan for personal loan. So vehicle loan, the bank is providing vehicle loan, and all the consumer durable loans. Consumer durable loans already we have seen. Consumer loans, when you want to purchase a refrigerator, if you want to purchase a TV, we can approach the bank with the quotation. They will give the loan. The only thing is the product is vested with us. We have to repay the loan properly. Otherwise, they will get back the immediately. They will come and get back the whatever the consumer product, newly brought product will be get back by the bank. So loan against equity shares. So equity shares, what are all the shares? We can go and pledge the share in the bank. We can get the loan from that. Then issue of debit card and credit card. Bank is as soon as opening the bank account, bank is giving the debit card and credit card and all the cards, and also giving the mortgage. Mortgage means if you have a title deeds. Any title deeds means in Tamil we call it as a patram. So if you have that, you can go and pledge the title deed, or else you can pledge the jewel. They will give money instead of that. So that money will be, we are mortgaging the jewel, or we can mortgage the title deeds. Whatever the share certificate also we can mortgage the bank, and instead of that we can get the loan. These are all the diversified banking services. And next one, let us see about the housing finance. Housing finance, if you want a house loan against the property, against any collateral security, we can get the housing loan for land and building. Which bank is tied up with the housing finance? State Bank of India and Bank of India have the tie-up with the housing finance. Is called they are the subsidiary bank of the housing finance bank. Subsidiary banks means what? Tunai Nirmanangal will tell in Tamil now, that is called as a subsidiaries bank. Then come to mutual fund. Mutual fund means what? See, small investors, all the small investors are joined together and they are going to pool the money. All the small investors are going to join together and pool the money, and that money, all, see for example P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, see all are small investors. For example, everybody has, it is not necessary to contribute equally. So P can contribute 10,000, Q can contribute 2,000, it may vary, the contribution may vary from person to person. So if all the small investors, all the amount pulled together, how much we have collected? Take for example 1 lakh. So all the collection we have pulled means total together we received 1 lakh rupees. So that 1 lakh, what is the meaning of mutual fund? This fund, this small investors collection money will be deposited in the diversified portfolio. Diversified portfolio means we are going to deposit the amount in each and every bank. That is UTI. What are all the mutual fund? UTI, and then ICI, then LIC also having the mutual. UTI is a mutual fund. Then lot of various mutual funds are there. So lot of various companies mutual fund they are going to. SBI also having the mutual fund, and Indian Bank also having the mutual fund. They are going to have they are having the tie-up with a lot of mutual fund company. So all the different varieties of funds and different companies they are going to invest the money. That is called diversified portfolio. Why they are investing in the different varieties and different companies? Because if there is one company will be lost, we can compensate with the other company. isn't it? He is having a new idea to start the business. Anybody will give money? Anybody will give money to him for any new business? No, he won't give money because newly startup venture, startup company. If startup company means new company. Nobody will accept the new company. Venture means business. So nobody will give share capital to the business. Nobody will give capital to the new business. Nobody will give loan. So he is having a lot of, he is going to start a technological and intensive knowledge based company. So nobody will give. For that company, SBA, State Bank of India and Canara Bank set up the venture fund capital institution. They are SBA and Canara Bank have the tie-up with the venture capital fund institution. This fund is going to give a loan for Ram. Like Ram, so many of them having the new idea without the capital. So for them they are going to give the loan. That is called venture capital fund. Then come to factoring. Factoring means what? Like bill of exchange only. ABC Limited Company sold the product to PQRST. So all these persons not possible to give the money immediately. So ABC sold the product to PQRST. So all these parties, what they said, it is not possible for me to give the amount immediately. Instead of that, I will give bills receivable. So PQRST, all the parties has given the bills receivable to ABC. So what the ABC will do, ABC Limited will do, ABC Limited want to run the business, isn't it? So for that reason, ABC will collect the bills receivable and hand over to this kind of factoring institution. So the factoring institution, what will do? Factoring institution get the bill. For example, the ABC Limited is giving 5 lakh rupees. So the factoring institution will deduct the interest. While before 3 months they are taking the money for rotation of the business. Then he will deduct for bad debts. In case any party may become a bad debt. So that also they will make provision. And also meager service charges. So it will reduce 20%. So what is the amount remaining? 1 lakh, 5 lakhs, 20% means 1 lakh. So it will deduct 1 lakh and remaining 4 lakhs will be handed over to the company. So factoring institution hand over rupees 4 lakhs to ABC Limited within 3 months. Before 3 months, ABC Limited hand over to ABC Limited is receiving fund from the factoring institution. Then after 3 months, factoring institution will collect the dues from all these parties. This is called factoring. So which come back as acting as a factoring subsidiaries, State Bank of India and Canara Bank. So these are all the diversified functions is run by the commercial bank. Now let us see what